In the patriarchal world of Westeros, a woman who survives 4 husbands is branded a monster, a witch, a poisoner. It is 211 AC, and the Reach is suffocating under a brutal summer drought that has turned the once fertile fields into dust. Sir Eustace Osgrey, an impoverished knight clinging to his pride, watches his ancestral lands die because his only river has dried up overnight. The Red Widow of Coldmoat, Lady Rohanne Webber, has built a massive dam to seize the water for her own crops, leaving her neighbors to starve. When Eustace's sworn sword retaliates by slashing a Webber peasant, the drums of war begin to beat. Ser Duncan the Tall is forced to ride to Coldmoat alone to parley with the rumored witch. History is recorded by men who find it useful to paint a powerful, surviving woman as a villain to justify their own aggression. Dunk arrives at Coldmoat expecting to face a grotesque hag brewing poisons in the dark. Instead, he finds a vibrant 25-year-old noblewoman who is as sharp-tongued as she is alluring. The castle septon reveals the mundane tragedies behind her fearsome reputation. Her husbands died in battle, from sudden sickness, a choking accident, and the Great Spring Sickness. Rohanne Webber is a victim of extraordinary bad luck in a society that instinctively vilifies any woman who outlives the men who sought to control her. The cruel stipulations of her late father's will create a political trap far more dangerous to Rohanne than the heat. She has exactly 1 month left to take a 5th husband. If she fails, her lands and castle will be stripped away and handed to a male cousin. Her own castellan, the brutal Sir Lucas Longinch, is already circling, determined to force her into a marriage to claim the Webber estate for himself. Ambition and greed surround her, leaving her isolated within her own walls as men plot to seize her birthright. Rohanne's ruthless actions are a necessary response to a legal system designed to ensure no woman can rule alone. Rohanne has chosen to survive by leaning into the terrifying Black Widow reputation the world gave her. In her world, showing weakness is a death sentence. She must project more strength and cruelty than the men who want her lands. The damming of the river is a calculated display of power, a looming shadow meant to keep her rivals terrified of her next move. She has turned herself into a nightmare to defend what is hers in a game where the rules are rigged against her. A deeply personal vendetta, rather than a dispute over water, drives Rohanne's refusal to yield. Years ago, she was in love with Sir Eustace's youngest son, Adam Osgrey, the only person she ever truly chose for herself. Eustace dragged his sons into a civil war 15 years ago, where Adam died in the mud of a chaotic battlefield. Rohanne blames Eustace for Adam's death, an event that stripped away her happiness and forced her into a cycle of political marriages. The Black Widow is a grieving woman using her authority to punish the man who cost her the only boy she ever loved. When Dunk attempts to argue for Eustace's water rights, Rohanne produces a royal decree that changes everything. The river hasn't belonged to House Osgrey for 15 years. Sir Eustace is a pardoned traitor who fought for the Black Dragon, Daemon Blackfyre. The crown stripped him of his lands and gave them to the Webbers as punishment for his treason. When Eustace's forest is set ablaze in the night, Lady Rohanne demands a trial by combat to settle the blood debt once and for all. Dunk is now bound to defend a man who lied about his past, against a woman who has every reason to hate him. When the noble lord is a fraud, and the monster is the true victim, the weight of an oath becomes a heavy burden. Subscribe to see if Dunk survives the rushing waters, and let us know in the comments, who would you fight for?